Hello, everyone. Welcome to another awesome broadcasting day. Upcoming broadcast schedule. If I hit the live training broadcast schedule, it brings it up right here. So we see that Nick is today. Nick's tips and tricks. We'll be kicking that tomorrow. Again, is the hot action news recap. We will be recapping what transpired in the morning, and then whatever promises are made and whatever things they say, good, bad, or otherwise, we will repeat them, and then you can feel free to comment in on what you think about that. Reminder to buy your training, your FileMaker training bundle training, and then once again, you can get great deals on the training. Go to fmtraining.tv where we have all the great content, once again, right here. And you can come in here and see the courses, the bundles, things like that. We even have the book. All sorts of content is in here. Over 100 hours of training in our quote on-demand video course. So if you want the on-demand video courses, these text changes are going to be going in here. It's actually FileMaker Platform 2021. So it's updated for the 2021. We haven't updated this number. We're going to fix that shortly. That way it doesn't look like our stuff is out of date, because we are up to date. All right, Nick, are you ready to unmute yourself? Are you there?
I'm unmuted, so
yep.
So everything okay?
Yeah.
So yeah, welcome everybody today for this session. It's a session I like because I can explain things that are cool. When I can save the time of people and save their hard work, I'm very happy to do it, right? So yesterday was a little bit complicated. But today it's more easy to understand. So today it's cool because I'm going to put that here. We're going to show something that will help you a lot, especially because I have a special way to do that, what we call the progressive UI, and so nowadays more and more we need to hide objects, and more we need to we need to group objects. So, and that is the problem. The problem is the grouping of objects. And FileMaker, they did a good job with the object tree, so the object, I'm going to show you all of this, right? But I want to put you in the context. Okay. So FileMaker did a good job with the object tree that you can see now, grouped objects. And you can now also edit objects that are inside a group, right? The problem is when you start having complex kind of organization of objects, and you have group within groups within groups, okay? So that's, you start having some issues. First, to edit them. When I say edit them, is to modify the aspect of a field that is inside a group, or remove something. And of course, the big issue is when you want to add something. Let's say you have a group within a group within a group, and the third group that is inside, you want to add an object inside that group, okay? So it's impossible to do it without to ungroup everything. But most of the time, we group objects because we want to attach a hide context on it, a hide condition, because there's a big difference between hide and conditional formatting, for example. So I'm going to show you right now the problem that we want to solve, and why we need to solve the problem, and why we don't have great alternative until now, because I'm going to show you a very great one. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. So everything okay? We good?
Yes, no questions so far.
Okay, cool. Yeah, because I want to make sure that I don't, the technical issue will be good. Okay, so here what we want to do. We need to, first I need to show you what the difference between conditional formatting and grouping of objects. Okay, so let's create a new layout. A new layout, empty layout. Okay. So, and I want to insert, for example, let's say I want the name, account. I want the account, and I want the city, billing city, for example, and I want the, I don't know, the status. Okay. So let's say I have those, fields here, okay, and I want to have those fields, and I want to show you the difference between conditional formatting and conditional formatting in hidden objects, hide object. Oh, sorry, I was confused by something. So the conditional formatting and the hide object here. Okay, what is the difference? The difference is there. Conditional formatting you cannot apply to a group. You can. You see, you can apply conditional formatting to a group. When you go to arrange here, you select this arrange. You don't have the conditional formatting here. What you need to do is you can do the conditional formatting. You can add it to you can add it to an object only. Okay, but you can. Okay, you can. Format conditional is grayed out. So that's why conditional formatting are so slow. It's because you cannot say, oh, I want all of those objects with conditional formatting. No, you need to add the conditional formatting to the free objects, and then here you can add the conditional. Okay, and so now you have free time 1, 2, 3, which is that FileMaker is going to execute 3 times the calculation, 3 times the condition you put here, whatever the condition you put here. Okay, so that's why you see you need to do that with conditional formatting. So let's undo this. Okay, let's delete this. Now with hide objects, you can hide an object. You can hide objects by grouping them. If I have a group of objects and I put a hide condition, right, it will hide the entire block, right? It's the equivalent on doing this. But here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times the calculation that is doing the same thing. But I have 6 times the calculation. 6 times the calculation for each object is going to hide. So if you want to hide a group, right? You just say you group the object, right? You apply the hide condition, and the group will be hidden. That's great, and you have only 1 calculation, not 6. Right? That's great, but that's a downside. That's a downside. Let's say, and this is the downside. Let's say I have a group of objects here, and I have a group of objects here, and I have a group of objects here. So I have 3 groups of objects that I'm hiding. Right? Now I group those 3 groups, and I hide them also. So now you can see I have 1, 2, 3, and okay. So I have 3 hidden condition plus 1 for the entire group. And this is perfect because you can see all the groups and stuff like that. So here you said, for example, you want in this group here, see, and FileMaker did a good job here because you can edit the group. You have this group, you first click to go to the group here, and then you continue at clicking another time and you go to the fields. See? First group, second group, fields, right? First group, second group, fields. So click, click, click. You can edit first group, field, okay? So that is good. But let's say now I want to change something here. That's good. I can just change, I change it. I can change the condition here. Right? But what happens if I want to add an object here in this group. In this group here, I want to add an object. Let's say I want to add a button here, whatever button, I don't know, a button. I want to add a button here. And I want to add this button into this group because I want this button to be hidden with this, right? So what I do, I can do this. My button is here. I can't just drag it inside the group. It's not allowing me, okay? It's not allowing me to do this. It's not allowing me to move the object inside of the group. I can't do it, right? I can drag the object and put it in between here. I can do it. I need to ungroup this one and ungroup this one, regroup this one. Here what I need to do. I need to ungroup, but if I ungroup, I lose the hidden object condition, the visibility control. And I lose a name because I can name first group. I can name it. Okay, first group. I name it. If I ungroup this, I'm going to lose the name. I'm going to lose the condition. Right? I'm losing the name and the condition. And here, if I ungroup this, I will lose the name and lose the condition again. Then I can add this, regroup, right? Put my condition back, select all, regroup, put my condition back. And that's now, I have this now included in this group. This is pain in where you know, and this is what I want to avoid, to ungroup everything. And each time you ungroup something, you lose everything that was in the group. All the attributes, all the condition, and all the thing what is completely removed. It's completely lost when you ungroup. Okay, because now I'm talking about this. So I want to show you what I'm talking about. Why this is important? Because let's say you have this. Okay, you have a construction like this. You have this. You have plenty of stuff here. I'm talking about this here. So let's say I'm creating a new one. So here I have nothing showing. I have just a thing that says no file, and I have one button that says add file. That means, okay, thank you. You give me all the information I need. I have no file, and I need to add a file. That's great. So I have one button, and I click here, add a file. So, and I'm adding a file. I don't know. I will, add I don't know what I can add. Something that is not a bank record or stuff like that. Oops, not this one. Not this one. I have only private things messed up. I don't know. Oh, in picture, maybe I will have something. Yeah. Okay. Let's say I want to add this. Okay. I want to add this. Okay. This is you with your cat that is making a phone call. Okay. Marge? Hello?
Yep. Hello. Sorry. What's up? Sorry, I was checking some other conversation.
It's you with your cat that is making a phone call.
Oh.
The picture. The picture. Okay. So.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So what I want to do is this. You add a file. Okay. You have this. So you see, you have nothing. And if, for example, if you delete this, if you clear, so things appears as you progress, right? And if I remove this, see, here, however, it's not showing me anymore the thing, right? So you have many things that going, and if you go there, you have the same thing. You can add a photo, add a photo, and when you go there, you see it tells you that you need to select a file or add a file, so you can select. So you have many things going on here, and so you have many objects that is showing and hiding, and to do this, I'm grouping things within a group, within a group, within a group. So to do this, in order to do this, you do groups, right? So you have many things here, and it makes the thing a little bit complicated to understand. You have, first of all, you have a group here. You have a main group, right? Because this is a group that will hide at the beginning when you have nothing, right? So you have a group doing this. Then within this group, you have a button, you have a popover, and you have what's the name? You have a poll, and here you have another group. Within that group, you have another group. And this group here is when you have nothing selected and you have the add or select file, right? So, and within this group, you have another group, this one. When you have no field, when you have nothing in the container, it shows you this button here, right? So you can see the difficulty here, right? And let's say I have one group, another group in the group, and I have two groups here. And I want, let's say in this group here, I have another one, right? So you see, you have one group, 2, 3, 4. You have four level group, like this, right? And let's say I want to add a button here. In this group here, in this group, I want to add a button to delete, to clear the container field, for example, or whatever I want. I want something. I want a button. I want to add something at this group. What do I need to do? I need to ungroup this, right? I need to ungroup this one and remember this calculation. So I ungroup it because it said bye-bye, sayonara, you lose it. And I need to remember which object is in, because you can see this object here, this object on the back here wasn't part of the group, okay? So you need to remember that, right? And now I need to remember that which object was in and which object wasn't in, and I need to remember the condition of this one. So I have two conditions here. I have this one for the first, this one for the second. So now I can ungroup it. And now I have this group here. Also, I need to remember what was inside this group. I need to remember it, and I need to copy and paste this condition here, which is different than the other one. And I can now ungroup this one. And now I can now ungroup this one, and I can now add my button if I want to add my button. So you can understand now that this is a pain in you know where, because now you deconstruct everything. And now when you just to add a button, and at the end you need to reconstruct everything and remember which one is this, remember the object inside the group, and of course remember the names of the object, because sometimes you have a script that relies to the name of the object of the group to refresh it or whatever, okay? So you understand pain in the BUTT, okay? So, so what can we do? Okay, so let's undo all what I've done here. Go back to, and I want to show you what to do here by just taking care of it. So I copy those objects, I copy, and I go to a new layout. Okay. So to a new layout. I don't need that for the moment. New layer, and I want to paste this here. Okay, let's paste this here. So what can we do here? My way to do that is to replace the group by what we call an enclosing objects. FileMaker has many enclosing objects, and I'm talking about that many times. A popover is an enclosing object. That means you can drag objects or fields inside, right? And you can drag things inside, create buttons inside a popover, right? So you have a popover, and that is an enclosing object. That means if you look the object trees here, in the popover, the objects here are embedded inside this block here. So when you move, you move so that's the first one. The second one is a portal. A portal. When you drag object in a portal, this object is inside the portal. You can see when you move the portal. If you put this object outside, now it's not. If you put this one inside, bam, you can see it inside the object. So that's another one. The third one, it's a tab control, So the tab control, you have tabs and you can drag object inside. So this is an enclosing object. So you can see the object is inside. But the one that is interesting me, that is very special, is the slide control. The slide control is an enclosing object because you can drag things inside, you can add buttons, and you can, and it's an enclosing object. Okay. Of course, you have many tabs, but we don't care about the tabs. What we care now is that our slide control has one particularity. They can be a unique tab, a unique slide. For example, here I have 3. I remove 2, I have 1 unique. So I have 1 unique tab, 1 unique slide, okay? Slide control, I have 1 panel, 1 only. I can remove those, and now I have a kind of a free space here for me, okay? I have a free space here. So let's make a border here. I have this. This is my space. So now I can see here, I have this object here, right? And I have this group here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get a condition of hiding of this group, and I'm going to apply it in the slide, in the first slide, this big slide. I'm going to apply the group on this. Okay. So now I'm going to ungroup this, right? And I'm going now to rebuild all of this construction inside this slide control. Okay, inside. So I move this, and I move this, and I move this. This is what I need. I need those inside this. So I'm going to drag this inside. And now they are embedded inside that space here. Okay. That space now has the hiding condition. So this will hide all when I need to be hidden. By the way, this doesn't need to be inside this. This needs to be, this object will hide, right? And I need this object underneath this object. So how we do that? I need this object to be underneath this one because I need this object, when I hide this object, I need to see this one, okay? So when I hide this, I need to see this. So how, and I cannot do this because if I drag this inside this, it goes immediately inside the slide control. I have no way to drag out the slide control. So we don't do that way. Okay, we don't do that way. We hide this object. We position this object here, and we make sure that this object is underneath, right? Is underneath the slide. It's like doing this: arrange, send to back. But I don't want it to be to the back. I want this to be to the back of the group. I want the slide to be on top. See, the slide is on top of it. Hide, show, hide, show. So now this object here is underneath the slide. That's what I don't want the thing to be. I don't want this object here to be embedded inside because this will hide. And I want, when I hide this, I want to show this. If this is part of the group of the slide, it will be hidden when the slide hides. Okay. So now that I have this, I want to continue. Remember, this is a group. It's a group, and I have this on the back. So let's drag this here first, okay? And make sure this is on the bottom. It needs to be on the bottom because I'm going to create a new slide with one panel, okay? And this slide here is going to replace the group this here. Is going to replace the group. I'm going to put all the object of this group inside that slide. But that slide is inside this one, right? So pretty much I am replacing and rebuilding the group within group within group by slide within slide within slide. And I put the hide condition on the slide, and the slide will do the same job as the group. So let's continue. I have this slide here, and I want this group hide condition, hidden condition, I want to copy paste. So now I can ungroup this, right? Can ungroup this, and I can move things here. Right? Can move this here inside this slide. See? So I have, no, it's not. So now I have one group that was before group, it's a slide. I have the hidden object, I have the hidden condition on the slide. I put all the objects inside. And now I have this slide that do the group of the second group, that was inside, right? And now I need to take care of this, because this guy here, okay, is going there, and I need to make sure that this group is on the back, because I'm going to take care of this group here. This group here, right? I'm going to replace it by another slide, a third slide, right? Inside. So one, oops, sorry. Okay, so now I have this slide here. I'm going to add the same condition on this slide at the group here, and I'm going to ungroup this, and now I can just drag and drop this here. So now you can see I have those objects inside. Hold on. I need to make this a little bit more. Yeah. Okay. So now those two objects, I'm going to put them inside this. So now you can see I have the first slides, the second, and the third. First, second, third. They are embedded. They are included. Bam, 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 like this. Before they were group, group, group. They do exactly the same way. And I have in each of them, I have the hide condition on each of them. So now, let's see how that works. Okay. So, okay, make sure that I expand. So, how that works? Let's say I'm creating a new. The thing is disappearing. I'm adding a file. It works perfectly well. Remove this, select the file, it hide the thing. If I go there and I select this one, it hide, add or select file is hidden. When I click, it shows. When I select, I go there, select the file. Oh, I think, yeah, I need something here. Sorry. I need to go to that and copy this. I forgot to mention that. Okay. So now we can do this and add a file. Bam. So it does exactly the same as the group. But now watch this. Watch this. Everything works, right? Okay. I want to hide an object here, so I'm going to make that smaller. I'm going to duplicate this, and I want to change this. I want this to be a trash. Okay, this one. I want to have a circle, 100%, right? And I want this to be, and I don't remember which T0AA, and I want to clear those fields, T0AA, and it's the document container. So I want a new button with a new action that does this. Bing, bye-bye. So I could add a button inside a group, right? That is not a group anymore. So I can absolutely do whatever I want without to ungroup, regroup, degroup, and regroup. Okay, I don't need that. It's all accessible without the grouping problem. I have access to this. I can change whatever I want. I can hide, I can do exactly like a group, hide a group of objects, show, because I just need to hide and show the slide. If I want to hide this, I can. If I want to hide this, I can. If I want to hide the slide inside here, I can, right? So I have all the benefits of the group. Of course, you can mix match, like for example, you can mix match the thing. Here, for example, this is a group, right? I don't need a slide for that because it's a simple group. So you can mix match, you can use a slide as a group of objects, put inside other slides, a unique slide, right? The unique slide, the one that you have only one tab, right? So only one, you know. So, and you can see that you get all the, you know, you get all the thing in order without to have all the problems of doing this here, you know. Here, it was a group within a group within a group. So to get access to that and change this and add something there, I needed to ungroup, right? With all the problems that I show you. So do we have any question here?
We do have one from Ruben a bit earlier.
Yeah.
Which
Why is
I'll
the
grab
no
again.
file group not in the second slide? No, because the no file, this one, because it's not, because if you hide this one, okay, let me go back to the demo. Let me hide this. If this is part of this, one, when I hide this one, it will hide this one. There's no way I can show this. I want this to show, I want this to show when this guy here is hidden. Send to back, make sure that it's on the back, and show this on top. Okay? So that's why otherwise it will hide. It will be hidden. Okay. So now I want to show you if to access this, I need to hide this guy. How I can center, for example, see here is not centered. Okay. Here is not centered. Oops. It is not. So what I'm doing here to make sure that you can access object underneath. You see, access object. See, by clicking on your pressing on your keyboard the Alt key or the Command key on Mac, because the mouse on FileMaker has two ways to work. Okay. The first way is to hold on. Something wrong here. So the first way is this one. So everything that the mouse is touching is included. Touch. Okay. This is the natural way of the mouse with FileMaker. When you press Alt or Command key on Mac, it's doing like all the objects completely embraced, completely embraced, completely embraced in the marquee. This is a marquee, okay? This. In the marquee, completely up is actually selected. Included objects underneath. Included objects that are underneath. See, this one is underneath. Okay, so you know that somewhere here you have an object here. So you do this. You embed it. You include it. You include the object. Then with the Shift key, you select the object you want. For example, I want this. So now I have two objects selected: the one underneath and the one and the pop under the slide. And now I'm going there and I'm using this tool here to center. I'm centering horizontally and vertically. See? Center horizontally, center vertically. Now I have the object. So now you have to make sure that you use, so while using those tools and not, while using the tools and not using like the arrow to move the object, right? Why I cannot visually position the object with the arrow, right? If I do this with the arrow, look what happened. Bam. It comes on the front, and now this group is included in that slide control, right? So I do it again. For now, this group is on the bottom. It's on the bottom, completely on the back of the screen, right? If I go and I do with the arrow key, I move the object with the arrow key, bam, is now inside the slide on the top, okay? And so you have two ways to move up. And just select another object and you can do this and this, for example, right? Or this, see, on top left, on top right, and center. So you can use the alignment tools here. Or what you can do is use this, the position. Let's say you want 100 or you want 123, and the top you want 300. So you can move objects with the position coordinate, and then the object won't be embedded and included inside the thing, right? So that's the good thing to know, because when you start using and playing with slide control, this is the unique downside that I can see popping. It's this, when you have object underneath the slide, if you move them, bam, they embedded inside. So I don't know why FileMaker did that way. They must have a problem with this, and I don't know. So do we have any question?
We have some comments, but not questions so far. Ruben had a comment about Claris making grouping more flexible. It's not intuitive. That's kind of,
because
like
the group is not flexible. I start using slide panel more and more as grouping. Yeah. Yes, Ruben. It's a good way. It's a good way to do things, and I think the slide originally the slide. Okay, the history of the slide is it's hairy, and there's a lot of slamming doors and name calling, because the slide is much more than slides. Okay, I'm showing you right now what you can do with her. Before people were using because we have embedding since 12 people were using notably a friend of mine, a French guy, Yann Licker, is a guy that was doing crazy things with FileMaker, a little bit like me, and he was using portals, unique portal role as to do the same job. He was using something like this, a polar row pointing to somewhere, right? Without anything. And he was saying, so you have this polar row here, and he was saying one row, and he was using this without the scrolling here. So he was without the scrolling here. So he was using this with the same technique, because this is also an embedding object. So that was, but this was a kind of a hack, let's say. Okay, it was a hack. Now slide is not, because slide is that's the reason why we have a unique slide panel possible and not two. Why we have one panel, why we have one slide possible? It's because it was intended to be used that way since the beginning, right? But FileMaker didn't want to advertise this that way. Okay, so that's why they call it slide, when personally I wanted to call that panel, because it's a panel, and you can put whatever you want in the panel. What music, and then you have multiple panels. Okay, that's why they call that panel. It's a slide control with a panel. Okay, so it's a naming convention issue. It's another, but we can still using it as a unique slide. Right? So it seems to using the polar window will cause performance. Yeah, exactly. Stu, you're right. It's not clean. It's not clean. It's a hack. It's a hack. You need to point your, and one day, the problem I got with this when I start using that technique with the polar is one day you cut the relationship or stuff like that. It cuts you don't see anything anymore, right? So it sucks. So that all what I have to say for today. But I can show maybe since it's a trick and a tip and trick day, I can show something very cool here.
I'd like to see it.
Yeah, somebody asked me that somebody loved this construction here. So I'm going to show you how you can construct this very easily. So the date here, but somebody tell me, okay, that's good, but I want to be able to enter a date, okay, a real date. And I say, okay, no problem. You want this? So you want this, or you want this? You have those. So then you can say, 2022. So this, how we can do the date display. So the date display is very cool and very simple. So let me go to the demo, because we have some time, so I can just play a little bit. So I want to copy this and show you how this works. So you have multiple objects here. You have a button. This is a button. Okay. So you have a button. You have a field, button. So you have button, field, and here you have two fields and this. Okay. So why you have these two fields? So let's talk about these two fields. Those two fields point to the same field here, to the file date, but they have a different visual, different padding, color, size, and of course, what they have a different custom date format displaying. I'm showing only here, I'm showing only the number of the date, the day, and in this one, I'm showing only the abbreviation of the month with the year, and here I have a space. So it's a date field, both date fields, and I'm just playing with this. So sometimes a guy said, "Yeah, it's good, but I love my 14. I don't want 2014." Okay, no problem. Is August 22? Okay, or or you want this. You can do whatever you want, because you change the format of on the surface. It's not a freaking calculation. Before I was making that as a calc. It was a nightmare to change. Here is very easy. And on top of this, this is a field that actually display. It's the field that display this. See those the two fields here are not accessible. On top of it, I have a third version of this go to file date, this go to file date, and this one goes to file date, but this one is accessible, is where you have the drop-down calendar. And the button here is doing something cool. Okay, is doing something cool. Is going to display a hidden popover. So I have a hidden popover. So my script do this. I click, I have this. By the way, I need to put the popover in place, otherwise it won't work. So the popover need to be there. Okay. So I have a hidden popover here. I click here, I have the drop down. I press Alt, I click here, and I show the popover and the field, the file date in a different way, and I can add the date I want, right? I can use the calendar, Alt, click, and I have the date. So also to demonstrate, you have this on the file, so you can play with the demo, the sample file. All this to show you that popover have a very cool way to work. There's two objects for the popovers. In a popover, you have two objects. You have a button. This is a button. It's a button like a button. You can change the icon. You have the name of the button. It's a button. It's like this. It's a button. The same. See, it's the same. You have the icon and the action. Okay, it's a button. Here, it's a button. You have the icon and the name. And then you have additional properties for the popover itself, that the popover. So how to avoid the arrow, I don't want the arrow. I don't want the arrow that points to the, like the default popover. Like, I don't want this, right? Oops, I don't want this. The arrow and the white. So how I can get rid of this? Okay, how we can get rid of this? The arrow, and this. So you click here, you go there, and you just say you undo, none, and no background. So now you have a transparent popover. It's there, but transparent. So now you can do whatever you want. You can just click here. And you can add your own background. So and you put the background where you want. So I have my own background in the popover, right? So here, for example, you can see that this popover doesn't have any background. It's white, it's transparent, and I have my own background with my own field here and this, and I also have my own close popover button because I like it. I don't like, by default, FileMaker didn't put it. I like it because some people say, how I can close it, right? They don't know how close, click outside or press escape, or they don't know. They look for a button to close, right? So that's why I love this. So the popover, but the popover here, because you have two object, and I'm going to close the chapter right now. You have two objects. You have the button and you have the popover itself. Okay, so you can hide the button, and the popover is still accessible. So how you access the popover? Inside the popover, you need to have an object, or you can have the popover itself to be named like this. But I prefer to have. Let's say you have an object inside the popover with a name, and just what you need to do. You have a script that says go to object this. So I have this script here. The popover is here. If I run the script, here what happened? Bam. It goes to the popover. Even though the button hidden, you can still have access to the popover via from a script with a go-to object, which is cool. Okay, which is cool. Okay, because now you can do tricks like this that shows things that magically appears, or you can have nice popover like this. For example, how to position because you can position a popover where you want to position it. For example, here I want this popover. For example, I want this popover to show. I want this popover to show here. So here I have a problem because I need to embed this here. And yeah, I know. Okay, I need to do this. Okay. So I need this popover to be there. I want the popover to display this right here, right underneath this button, because this is the button. This button will open a popover that is there, because I want the popover to be positioned here. I don't want to deal with this. This is a nightmare. You never go where you want. You never ever go where you want. Okay, I don't want that. I want to position my popover where I want. So I put my hidden button popover. I'm moving them. You see, I can move it and show it. So I can move it and position here. And now I have a button that says go to object to open the popover, and bam, look how my popover looks like. So very good, very nice. And I can do this trick. Bam. It goes exactly where I want it to go. Right? That's cool. So that's why I call that the Nick's days, trick days, because it's kind of cool. So if we don't have any questions, so understood, no worries. It was just create a small add-on, really add small things like this. Yeah, we can do. I can ask our guys to do that, to add those to add this construction. See, this construction, this and this as an add-on. That's a good idea.
Yeah, we don't have anyone who's free right now who's qualified to do that. Calvin's working on cleaning up Art's demo from last week. Christian is on vacation and just coming back from vacation. And so the people's all swamped. So, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's okay. But anyway, it's very simple, because you can have the objects and just reflow. We found something that Nick doesn't know how to do. Yeah, that's many things. You can you imagine that I never used ODBC stuff in my life. I never used a SQL database, a real SQL, a SQL server. I never faced those problems.
Yeah, I mean, if you folks see Nick demoing in areas, then if you see him not demo in a specific area, that means he doesn't have a lot of skills in those areas, right? So it's kind of we always stay away from the things we don't know.
Yeah, as I said, when you are, I'm a doctor, like a specialist. You cannot be a cardiologist, an oncologist, and and a surgeon at the same time. It's so you need to pick up your specialty. My specialty is performance, design, Go, the mobile platform, the web platform, and architectural files, and heavy calculations and complexity. Make things simple where they're complex. This is where I'm good. So,
cool.
But design is my top priority.
All right, cool. Well, I don't have anything else for that. That's it for today. We'll catch you tomorrow. Margaret, anything else? Nope.
Nope, we don't.
Oh, cool. All right, see you, folks.
guys just stepped up the whole way. Calm, cool, collected, the quarterback. Great read, good patience. More importantly, great job up front protecting this quarterback to give you a chance. And that's all you can ask for.
Try to rally down 10. 9:25 to go here in the fourth. Short motion by Amendola from the left. Brady takes the shotgun snap, stands in, throws it left for Amendola, reaches up and snacks a high throw and lands inside the 10, rolling to the 9. Ball slightly behind him, again he makes the grab.